Hi everyone, this is Dr. Hawthorne from Citizen Science GIS and GeoBus at the University of Central Florida, and we are bringing to you, our friends around the globe, our next lesson in how to work with maps at home while we're all practicing safe social distancing and remote learning. So today's lesson is about at-home map basics with a Lego city. And today I'm going to be joined by my two kids, Aiden and Elizabeth, who are going to talk to you a little bit more about some of the mapping activities that we'll engage with today. So are you ready? Let's go ahead and get started. So just so you know, this is an audio guided PowerPoint. So at this point, if you haven't already, please turn on your volume in order to work through the examples with the rest of us today. So let's first talk about our learning plan for this lesson. First and foremost, what are our goals? Goal number one is to understand how to navigate a map using what's called a map grid. Secondly, we're going to understand how to measure distances on a map using what's called a scale bar. So those are our two learning goals from this basic mapping activity. What is one of the benefits that we hope you take away from this? We hope that your families, including adults and kids, can work together and have fun to understand the basics of mapping using our Lego City model that we'll introduce to you in a moment. And finally, what are some of the homework or follow-up activities for each of you? Firstly, we hope that you will answer the questions on slides 7, 8, and 9. You don't need to do that just yet, but when we get to those slides, we'll walk you through what we hope you can do using our Lego City model. And secondly, we hope that each of you will be inspired to create your own maps at home with using Legos or other toys that you have laying around your house. We want to see those maps, and we want to inspire others around the world to get engaged with mapping while they're at home. And so what we hope you'll do is once you create your own maps at home, we hope that you'll post your answers to slides 7, 8, and 9, and also your cool pictures or videos of your own map creations online on our Citizen Science GIS Facebook page at facebook.com/citizensciencegis. So please let an adult take you to that Facebook page to post your comments to show us the awesome things that you're able to do. All right, so we all ready? Let's get rolling. All right, friends, let's get started. First thing we're going to talk about with mapping is a map grid. So this slide explains to you what a map grid does. And to start, let's have a definition of map grids from our friends at National Geographic. So on maps that we want to show a greater level of detail, the grid is used by creating numbers and letters that allow us to see across and down the sides of the map. So here, what we're able to do is using the map's grid or index, we can find different locations. So for example, if we were mapping a park's location, it might be giving as B4. The user would find the park by looking at the box where column B and row 4 cross. So let's try to use this example with our map grid here on the right side of the PowerPoint slide. And what we have is first we have a bunny rabbit, and secondly we have a zebra. So in order to show you how easy it is to use map grids, I'd like to introduce you to my 6-year-old daughter Elizabeth, who is a kindergartner at Parton Elementary School here in Oviedo, Florida. So Elizabeth, can you tell us how to find the bunny rabbit in the map? What is the location of the bunny rabbit?
D4.
D4. That is correct. Great job, Elizabeth. How about the zebra? Where's the zebra located?
F2.
Okay, awesome job. That's also right. So Elizabeth, can you tell our friends around the world how you use the map grid to find the bunny rabbit?
I just counted the squares and it's on 4.
You counted the squares from the 4 and then looked down from D. All right, excellent. And how did you find the zebra?
I just saw it because it was under 1 square and it's 2.
All right, it was 1 square under F and then all the way across in column 2. Correct. Great job, Elizabeth. Thank you so much for helping. See, friends, that's how easy map gridding is. All right, so we just talked about map grids with Elizabeth. Now we're going to talk about scale bars on a map. So scale bars are pretty easy to understand. Really what they are is they're representing the relationships between the distance on a map and the actual geography of the real world that we're showing on the map. What's important to recognize here is we cannot map the whole world, right? We're reducing the size of the real world in some way. So for example, you can't map a whole city on a small map on a sheet of paper, right? So what we're trying to do is we're trying to reduce the distance relationship that is being mapped in the real world. So sometimes the scale bar might look like a ruler as shown here in the bottom left corner, and you can estimate how far away two locations are in a map. So in this example, using our scale bar, on the left hand side of the scale we have 0, and on the right hand scale we have 250 miles. So let's say you had two houses that were on each end of this scale. That would basically say that the houses were 250 miles apart in reality, even though on the map they might look like it's only a few inches apart, right? So that's what we're trying to understand using scale bars, is the distance represented on the map versus the actual geography in the real world being shown on the map. So we'll talk about that a little bit more in a moment. So just to recap, we've learned two important concepts about mapping. First, map grids. Secondly, map scale bars. Got it? Cool. We're really excited. And now what we're going to do is we are going to introduce you to something we're really excited about. Something my kids and I came up with a couple days ago. We decided that we were going to take a lot of our Lego collection and try to create a Lego city map that can teach you some of these cool concepts that we just talked about. So let's see if you can use grids and scale bars on our Lego city map. And we're going to introduce you to that. Alrighty, my friends, welcome to the main event, our Lego City map. We are so excited to introduce our Lego City map. And so drum roll, please. All right, so this is our at-home Lego City map that was mapped in our living room. And what's amazing about our living room is we have these cool tiles on the floor that are 15 inches by 15 inches wide that allow us to basically create a perfect map grid in our living room. So I am joined here by my second special guest, my 8-year-old son, Aiden. Aiden is a 3rd grader at Parton Elementary. He helped create, with my daughter Elizabeth and I, this amazing Lego city. So Aiden, why don't you tell our friends around the world what they're looking at here and tell them what we're all about.
What we're basically looking at is we put pretty much all of our Lego sets on the living room floor, and then we put a grid on it, and we also put a scale so you could see the length of a square.
That's it. That's all it is. And so we're really excited. So like Elizabeth did a few minutes ago, what we're going to do now is we're going to have Aiden walk you through a couple things on our Lego City map. So Aiden, I have a question for you. Could you tell our friends around the world what is located in grid C2?
What's located in C2 is basically pretty much all of our fire Lego sets.
Cool. So we got a bunch of fire trucks and fire rescues in C2. So those, if you're following along at home, those are all basically the red and gray and white things that you're seeing in C2. Aiden, can you tell our friends at home what is in B6?
In B6, there is nothing there. Just
nothing.
Absolute blank.
That was a trick question. There is nothing in B6. So Aiden has walked you through how to use this Lego City map grid. And one of the things we didn't mention is how we were able to get this map. So Aiden, could you tell our friends how we were able to map at the angle we're showing them from above? What did we do in our living room to show this map?
What we did to get that angle from above is we flew a drone over it, similar like the one you see in the middle, and C and D5. So we basically just flew a drone over it, and
that's it. Yep, we flew our mini drone over our Lego City to basically map this really cool Lego City. So we are excited for you to use our Lego City map, and we hope it inspires you to answer the 9 questions in the next few slides. But we also hope it inspires you to build your own Lego cities or your own toy cities and share those on social media in a little bit. We'll tell you more about that in the last few slides. Alrighty, so we are moving on to the really exciting part, which is the challenging questions that go along with our Lego City map. And so what we'd like to do is we'd like to use the map that you just saw on slide number 7 to answer a series of questions. We have 9 questions across the next 3 slides that we'd like each person to work with their family members and the kids together to identify answers to these questions. So the first question is there a Lego set located in D3? Circle your answer, yes or no. Secondly, is there a Lego set located in C7? Circle the answer, yes or no. Those are your first 2 questions, so take some time to answer those as well. And if you want to, you can pause the recording right now to answer those questions. All right, next we're going to ask you to find, this is a little bit of a tricky one. Look really closely, zoom in if you have to the image on the slide before here to identify the brown T-Rex dinosaur in the Lego city. If you can find where that is located, write down the grid location on the map of the T-Rex dinosaur. A major hint, the dinosaur is in the lower part of the map. So take a second to find that brown T-Rex dinosaur and feel free to pause the audio right here. Next, we'd like you to find the white police airplane. If you can find the white police airplane, please write down the location on the grid on the map right here for question 4 in the blank space provided on the line. If you want to, please take a moment to pause the audio and find that on the map. And then finally, can you find the white and black Lego boat that is on top of the blue lake made out of construction paper? If so, write down the grid location on the map right now. All right, great work, my friends. You have worked through the first 5 of 9 questions using the Lego City map. So job well done, friends. All right, my friends, the next thing we are going to do is we are going to talk about the scale bar. And so we have a set of questions here that, again, we'd like you to refer back to slide number 7 to use our Lego City map again. So the directions for question 6 and question 7 are to use the blue scale in the bottom right corner of the map of the Lego City on slide 7 to estimate the distances on the map. Remember, importantly, that the blue scale bar represents inches in the Lego City. So what we'd like you to do for your second set of direction is to use the scale bar to estimate and measure from the middle of one Lego set to the middle of another Lego set. All right, got it? So those are your directions. Again, what we recognize here is it's going to be really hard to do the scale bar an exact measurement. So we are looking for just a basic estimate using your scale bar between these different Lego sets. So question number 6, using the Lego City map again on slide number 7, is to understand the answer to this question. About how far is it, using your estimation and the scale bar, from the Pirate roller coaster ride in grid level E6 and the boat in grid level F5? So take a moment, pause the audio, and go back to slide number 7 to estimate using the scale bar from the Pirate coaster in E6 and the boat in F5. Thank you. Okay, so you worked through question number 6. Now you're ready for the final scale bar question. About how far is it from Cinderella's castle in Disney World in grid G4 to the old fishing store in grid A7? Take a moment to use your scale bar and the Lego City map on slide 7 to find the estimated distance between Cinderella's castle in G4 and the old fishing store in E7. So go ahead and pause your audio and go back to slide 7 to find the distance using the scale bar and estimate that distance. All right, my friends, great job in working through question 6 and question 7. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go to our final 2 questions. These are your review questions. You have done an awesome job using map grids and scale bars to understand the basic of maps. So what we'd like you to do, without looking back at your notes, without looking back at the early slides, is take a minute with your families to discuss the answers to both of these questions, and then in the space provided, write down an answer. So question number 8 is, can you write in one sentence to explain what a map grid does on a map? And then take a moment, think through that with your families, pause the audio right now and answer that question, what a map grid does on a map, in one sentence. All right, welcome back. Question number 9, your final question for today, is again discussing with your families. Write a sentence to explain what a scale bar does on a map. So take a moment here to pause the audio and think about what you learned about scale bars. Again, don't go back to the initial PowerPoints, but really the earlier PowerPoint slides, but take a moment to think about what a scale bar does on a map. And please feel free to pause the audio at this stage. All right, great job, everyone. So the final thing that you're done here is, first of all, congratulations. You now know how to read maps and you understand scale bars and map grids. That's a job well done. Give yourselves a round of applause. Now your final task is we want to see all your amazing answers. So if you could, please share your answers in the comments box on our facebook.com/citizensciencegis Facebook page, where you can add in your information to show us all the cool things you learned about your Lego city. So that's the first thing, is to post your answers there. The second thing we would like you to do, and this I think is the coolest part of it, is we'd like you to create your own maps at home using Legos like we did, or toys that you have laying around the house. So what we would love to see from all of our friends around the world is to you create a Lego city map or a map of toys in your house to talk about maps. All right, so make a map model in your home, and then your challenge is to post these to our Facebook page, again at facebook.com/citizensciencegis, to show us the cool mapping that you are doing at home as we all practice social distancing. So if you could, please share those to our Facebook page, and also tag your friends, tag your family members, tag your cousins, tag everyone you know, to challenge them to also engage in this at-home mapping activity and to share their map models of Legos and toys as well. So we want to thank you again for taking the time to work with us. We're really excited to see all the cool maps that you all are creating, and let us know how this lesson goes. We're excited to work with all of you in this map-tastic learning experience. Thank you very much, and keep on reaching for your dreams and doing really well. We appreciate everyone's excitement about mapping. Thank you all, and take care.